gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze in a minute. Okay, so what's up, guys? Snatural's back. Snatural's back, with the virtual lounge. And today I want to talk about friendships in general, what will happen to your friends in the future, blah blah blah. I just want to go over something. I just want to be real, right? If you're an old viewer, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome. So pretty much I just want to go over friendships in general, just like stuff like that, you know. But in life you make friends, and sometimes it, you know, things change. Things change in life, you know. You become friends with one person because you have the same interests, whether that's in school, college, university, work, anything like that. You become friends with someone. You become friends with someone, and eventually down the road, that road will split, and you'll go your own separate ways. You know, it's just the way things work in life. That's just the way it is. And I've obviously had my fair share of that. You know, I've had friends that I would consider best friends, but turns out that it wasn't really meant to be. And you know, you can't really put the blame on anyone. It's just a natural thing in life. You know, sometimes friendships might be genuine friendships that you make, or it could be transactional. You're only friends with them for a reason. You're only friends with them because, you know, you're stuck in the same place as them. You're only friends with them because, well, you won't care about them in the next couple of years or whatever. You'll forget about them. And in life, you find, you know, in life you find that a lot. It's pretty shitty, I know, but that's just what it is. Eventually, they'll just stop talking to you. And that's just the way it is. Even if you try reaching out, sometimes they'll respond, sometimes they might not. That in itself is technically a response. You know, they're choosing not to respond to you, which means it means something, you know. Not really something positive, but it means something. You know, it may not be like that all the time, and they're either busy with something, you know, maybe they've seen it and forgot. But who knows? You don't properly know, and that's why communication's important. But no one really does that nowadays. So, you know, I had this one friend from school, many years ago, and we were pretty good friends. But then eventually, you know, we went our separate paths. He was in a different school, and I went through high school, you know, not knowing anyone really. So I just kind of had to make my own friends. And yeah, I did for a while. But then I got back in contact with this person. And to be honest, I can't remember how old I was. It was probably like 15, 16 maybe. I really can't remember. But yeah, I got back in contact with this person for a short while, and we didn't really talk much, to be honest. I can't even remember why, but I really can't remember what it was all about. But eventually we just went our own ways, you know. That's just the way life is. Sometimes if you haven't seen someone for many, many years and you try to get back in contact, it just doesn't feel the same. It really doesn't. And, it's no one's fault. So, it's just kind of, because you went your own ways, you kind of lost touch with this person. So, yeah, that's that pretty much. But, you can't always be friends with someone forever. That's just the way life is. It sucks, but you see, you try to make time for them, but they never make time for you. Or you try to contact them, but they take ages and ages and ages to respond. And it just feels like, they don't really care anymore. They stop reaching out, you stop reaching out, and it's pretty much a ghost town in those DMs. So, for all the younger viewers out there, you should really cherish what you have with your friends, because you might think you'll be friends forever, but it's, you haven't seen the real world yet. And sometimes you just have, sometimes you make new friends and they just try, get really close to you, but you've been let down in the past, so you just kind of, you push them away sometimes. You might just push them away and you just don't really want to talk to them, or it's something that's kind of disrupted the friendship. Oh, I can't be arsed with this person, and really. The truth is though, if you feel negative around somebody, whoever it is, cut them out of your life immediately. Whoever it is, just distance yourself. If you can't cut them off, just distance yourself and keep them far away from you. Eventually they'll stop and, you've won, I guess. The thing is with some people is, some people like to be by themselves and some people love to be around others. But the thing is, I feel like everyone in life should, learn to be comfortable by themselves and not be around people. You can't be by yourself for too long, but you can also be around people for too long. So you kind of need like a balance in between them. Yeah, a good healthy balance. That's all you need. Because if you're wanting to be around people and if that is your only way of, entertaining yourself, or I don't know, it's just the way, it's weird because I would kind of consider myself to be more introverted. I kind of like my own space and like my own energy. That's how I recover. But I know some people are the opposite. But I really don't get that, to be honest, because, that's just, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I'm always getting, people always want something from you. Sometimes. I don't know why, but yeah, going back to like friendships and that, it just kind of, when you've been let down in the past, you kind of don't really want to make new friends, or you're kind of hesitant to make new friends because, well, you don't know what someone's going to be like. I knew this one person, and I thought he was an alright guy. But then eventually, his true colours were kind of shown through the cracks, and I kind of saw who he was. So, he wasn't really a respectful guy towards some people. He was just kind of loud, and he was an extroverted guy, but he was just, he was bad news. A lot of people said that, oh yeah, don't hang about with him and I don't trust him and all that. And the thing is, I tried to give him a second chance. I tried to help him and that. It didn't really work out. So I distanced myself from him. And he doesn't talk to me anymore. Which is a good thing. He might have seemed like a positive guy and he kind of pushed me to be more of an open guy, more of a confident person, but he wasn't really good. Truthfully, he wasn't a good person at all. He was a jerk. I hope he learns from that, but most likely he's not. He's just going to stay the same person because some people just don't change. But it's only the true people that do. Only the true people, only the real people that do. It's only the real people that change. They become aware of what they've done and, they don't play the victim or they don't blame others. They acknowledge what they've done wrong and learn to fix it, But a lot of people aren't like that. But the type of people you'll meet out there, friends or not, some people can be givers and some people can be takers. Some people can be liars or some people can be real ones, That's just the thing you'll see a lot in life as you get older. So you should always surround yourself with good people and good-minded people, not weak-minded people, not these losers who just want to waste your time and influence you to do bad things and all that. So you should really pick your friends wisely, Don't just rush into things. I guess that'll be the end of the video here. I don't really have much else to say, but I just wanted to come back and get a video out. Come back to this whole virtual lounge thing because I do miss it. But there are multiple reasons why the uploading is delayed and all that and stuff like that. I hope you have a good day, good night, whatever. And hope you take care. This was the Virtual Lounge. Thank you for watching. And goodbye.